Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for our ATL match against All Inspiration. I am your caster Snoopy here, and I am joined with Salvanth.
Hello. Looks like it's going to be quite the match today. All inspiration, always interesting to watch, always interesting to play against, always bringing it to every event they're in. So we'll
Yep.
have to see if Syx is up to the challenge.
Mm-hmm. And we are ready in our lobby. We're just waiting to confirm that both players are ready. We have a great lineup today, so should be exciting.
Our first match is a CVP, Loki versus Exiled. Loki is actually DRG-ling from way back, if you remember that. One of
Mm-hmm.
our recent high-level acquisitions along with Guitar Cheese. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I believe
Uh,
he's probably playing from the Korean server, but for a player of that caliber, that shouldn't be an issue. Unless he has moved to the States, I'm not sure.
all right, looks like
But we will find out.
yep, we will find out soon enough. First map is on Eastwatch, so here we go.
In the bottom left, representing Psionic Aftermath, it is the former GSL player. It is Loki, more commonly known as DRG Ling. And in the top right, representing All In, it is the Masters Protoss. It is Exiled. So, Eastwatch. Very, very big map.
Yes, indeed, and it has a lot of choke areas as well, like a lot of rocks and stuff.
That's for sure. That usually benefits Protoss in the PvZ matchup, I'd say, but when Lurkers come out, that can definitely benefit the Zerg instead. And we already see something interesting happening. Loki is going for the gold base.
Oh, it looks like he's
Now,
actually played a lot on this map or something, because I actually haven't seen a lot of Zerg do this.
well, there you go. And it's also worth noting, Exiled's wall is not quite right. I know this because I've spent a lot of experimentation on Eastwatch. Eastwatch is my least favorite map because the place you're supposed to put your pylon is right next to the Nexus, and I'm paranoid I'm going to get it wrong. Because if you get it off by one hex and you block off your Nexus, you've basically just cost yourself the game. And Exiled has not done this. Exiled has made it 2 hexes away from the Nexus because apparently he doesn't want his blood pressure to skyrocket through the roof, so he's not going to have quite the right setup. So he might need a couple more buildings. Looks like he's going to just make his pylon as part of the wall. So it's not a perfect wall, but it's still going to be a tight one.
And it looks like
So like,
Exile actually scouted the gold, so now he knows what's up. Although Loki is actually also getting his second in his second base, in third base actually in the natural as well. Drones
yeah,
being transferred, and we should see how Exile responds to this. As Loki, because of getting the gold base, he will have more economy, at least in the beginning of the game.
as G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle, but people always neglect the other half, and the other half is actually doing something about it. We will have to see how Exile wants to respond. He's chrono boosting out the Adept. It looks like he's going to send that straight to the gold base and try and get some damage done there, but there will be a Queen up. And I imagine, yeah, there's already some Lings being produced. Loki knows that the instinctual response of a Protoss when seeing a gold base is to put some pressure on it, and he's going to be prepared for that.
Yep, and also Exile is throwing down his Templar Archive, so we might see some Adept Glaives attack. But anyhow, the first Adept is going to go ahead and get into the third base.
You know what? This is a very fast Twilight Council, and it's hidden in the corner of the base. I think this is going to be a Dark. I think this is going to be Dark Templar.
Ooh, we might actually see that as well. Looks like this might go in, but thinks twice. Ooh, does get a Ling, but not to no drone kills or anything, so still good for Loki here.
Yep, Loki completely deflects that. Doesn't lose a single worker. Not that that's too unusual. 2 adepts are supposed to get workers done. 1 adept really mainly just to scout.
Oh, and
And
we
I was
called
right.
it.
It is Dark
Yep,
Shrine.
Dark Shrine there.
It is worth knowing also, this is All In. All In tends to be a very aggressive team. They were originally formed by Tang Starcraft, who posted a lot of Zerg All In, or Is It guides, basically showing how you can transition out of just about any All In from Zerg, and showcasing how good aggressive play was. So the people who originally joined All In tend to be the people who enjoyed that kind of style, and they've never really quite changed from their original roots. There's nothing wrong with that, but for better or worse, most of All In's best players, they love the All Ins that are their namesake. All Inspiration is the name of the team because they are inspired by their All Ins.
Ah, see, I guess that all makes sense now. Now, I think this actually this Dark Shrine, this 4-gate Dark Shrine War Prism thing strat used to be like the main metagame in PvZ. That's like the main build that Protoss usually go for, but after a while Zerg actually adapted to the metagame and started preparing against this. So it hasn't been as common as before, but it's still viable in this matchup.
Yeah, it is more commonly High Templar now, but Loki has just finished a Roach War. Oh my god, that's Blink DTs. This is not an Archon drop at all. This is actual heavy commitment to Dark Templar.
Wow. That is very interesting.
And, I mean, I don't think Loki's going to be expecting this, because who would?
Yeah, I mean, who would expect a Blink DT build here? The first 4 DTs are being warped in. There are spore callers on each of the base. Oh, actually, yeah, each of the base has a spore caller. So
And Loki does have plenty of units.
yeah, he does have a lot of units, and they are in position as well. So
He did actually warp in the Archons. I guess he just wants that blink for a bit later on in the game, perhaps.
oh yeah, perhaps.
And this is not going to get anything done with all these Lings and Roaches there. He's going to have to back away right away. Oh, and he's taking a lot of damage on that Warp Prism. He shouldn't be unloading there. He can't lose this Warp Prism. If he loses that Warp Prism, there goes all his pressure on the map, and Loki will probably just kill him with a counter attack. He absolutely needs to keep this alive. It is the main thing keeping this third from being hit.
At the top, there are another Warp Prism warping in 3 DTs, and he's gonna go maybe do a double prong attack. Oh,
He's going for the Evo chamber. He won't quite get it. He actually probably could have gotten that if he wanted to, but he probably would have lost the Dark Templar or two. Good to just keep him alive. Double Warp Prism, such a good play. Requires such great micro, though. Such good multitasking. We'll have to see if Exile is up to their task. Already his money's starting to float a little bit, but so is Loki's. Loki doesn't have enough gas.
yeah, I think he's a supply block, so he should be able to spend that mineral pretty soon. But in the meantime, Exile is dropping and doing more harass with those Archons. Oh man, that War Prism is pretty close. Okay, looks like
That didn't lose any health, so
yeah,
it's still quite fine. Loki's starting to get up to that nice 60 drone count. He isn't taking a 4th, which is interesting. He's getting +1 on roach speed. I think this might be a timing attack. Oh my goodness, +1 gets denied. Beautiful work.
That was a nice blink, yep.
Continuing this pressure with the Dark Templar, forcing detection to be there, forcing Loki not to cut any corners whatsoever in his defense. But he's now getting Hydralisks and Hydralisk range, so it looks like he's not going to go for a fast attack, but that means he needs a 4th. And he's taking it now, it looks like, but it is actually a bit late for modern PvZ. This is not when the Zerg wants to be taking his 4th base. He wants to be taking probably a minute faster, if not even faster than that.
Yeah, I mean, he's banking on a lot of minerals, so he might as well drone down the macro hatch as well, since his 4th was denied so much.
Could certainly help. Yeah, either way, Exiled, good opening. Has done well in this game so far. Competing with Loki himself.
Now I gotta commend Loki on this creep spread. I mean, he took the gold, the first base, and he started connecting those creep, and that is some really nice creep spread so far.
Yeah, he's already getting it very close to that 3rd base. So he definitely could have the opportunity to put some attack on with Roach Hydra, especially because it is Roach Hydra. That's not really a composition that scales too well later in the game. The best way to use Roach Hydra, it seems, is to split up, is to attack as many places at once as you can, get some damage done that way, force the Protoss to make some mistakes. It's quite a beefy composition, but once the Protoss gets that ICA Storm to perfection, it will just melt. And already, there's a lot of Archons, there's quite a few Immortals. It's difficult for me to see quite how many Immortals there are with these skins, but it looks like there are 2 so far. But Exile is going to want a lot more against this Roach Hydra composition. If he knows what it is, he probably should be wanting to go for double Immortals even. That's how useful the Immortals are. But he's making more sentries, so it looks like he's going for an attack, but I don't know if this is a good idea. Loki's Roach Hydra composition gets worse as the game goes on, while Exile's gets better. I don't
Yeah.
think he needs to attack right now at all.
I mean,
Maybe he's just
Lurker.
putting on some...
This might actually be the timing because Lurker Den is actually about to finish. So, if
That is
he's
true.
yeah. So, oh, these queens might actually get intercepted.
And actually,
Oh, force field.
Loki
Nice
has a
force
lot
field.
of money saved up right now to make these lurkers. There's 10 lurkers on the way, and they're not going to be ready for this fight. Oh, if Exile moves in now, gets some good force fields, he could totally take this down.
Oh,
Blink
Blink
comes in, deals some damage. All of the roaches are going down, and there's nothing left but Hydralisks. Exile takes a massive lead in supply, and the lurkers are exposed. But they will burrow, and is there an observer? No, there is not. Exile has no choice but to retreat, but he's gotten a good
Oh, man.
trade.
Those lurker
Loki
came.
will stay alive.
Yeah, those lurker came right in time. So,
Yeah, there was no observer with the army. But in the
Oh.
meantime, we do have more Blink DTs coming in. They're going to blink on top of the spore. They're going to destroy it. They're going to start smashing down the hatchery.
and this hatchery is
These Blink-
gone.
Yeah, it is completely dead. These Blink DTs proving that they are worth it. Exiled, clearly well practiced with this particular strategy. He's just going to blink out too. Or we might just elevator out. Yep, there he goes. Elevator's out. Gets 6 DTs, gets them all alive. Changelings of Loki are following the army of Exile as Exile tries to move in further, but there's no way he can do that against all these lurkers. He just wants to clear up some creep, control that, but he doesn't have an observer. He did have an observer because some creep died before, but it must have gotten sniped during the fight. 2 Immortals at a time. Good move. Getting another Stargate, it looks like. Actually, a Stargate. He never went for a Stargate opening because he went for those fast DTs, which is also a big reason that this build has fallen out of favor. Because if you don't build a Stargate, you are very vulnerable to Link Floods. But
Oh,
fortunately, Loki wasn't going for that. Gets the reinforcements, very nice. Does Loki with just this little blink counter, and oh my goodness, why? I completely missed that.
Yeah, that was a miss. I mean, I think he was just A moving or something because he just ran his whole army into that lurker army right there, and it looks like Loki is gonna go ahead for the counterattack and actually looking to take this fourth down or third
I'm
down.
sorry, I was not commentating that, but Lurkers just kill things so fast, it's like a magic trick. Everything just disappears before I even see it while I'm watching something else. DTs blink in, but they will just get completely and utterly melted. Loki is going to take this. There's just no way. Their supply has doubled for Loki right now. He's smashing into this third base. There isn't even a fourth up for Exile. He was never able to take one. Loki's just going to push forward, and once the third goes down, so is Exile's hope in this game. He's down to 70 supply. All of the lurkers just continuing to do their damage. Well, most of them, some of them are not quite in range of this hatchery, but it doesn't even matter. Exile is forced to retreat. He's building more Dark Templar, but there are Overseers here. There are 3 Overseers input here, and there's just no way. Look at all of this Zerg charging through. Unfortunately, a very costly mistake from Exile, who was actually playing extremely well right up until that point.
Yeah, what a turnaround.
But that is the tragedy of StarCraft. Sometimes all it takes is one mistake, and all of the previous 10 minutes of working so hard is just completely erased.
Alright, so that Loki does pick up the first game for Psi-X there. Well done.
Well played by Exile. It fell apart from at the end, but I really thought he was going to go toe-to-toe with Loki for a lot longer. And Loki is a scary, scary player. Exile is not even Grandmaster, so really impressive performance.
Indeed. Alright, looks like we're going to go ahead and get into our second game. It's going to be on Backwater here. And let's go ahead and invite our players.
Who do we have? We have Kingslayer versus Grip. Oh man, we're going to see Grip play. Grip, for those of you not in the know, is about a 5.7k Zerg, so very high up there, very strong, from All In, and he is known for his unconventional play. He is weird. Nobody likes to face him on the ladder, because you never know what the hell he's going to do. And so we're going to see if Kingslayer can handle the strange, strange play of Grip.
Alright, so it looks like Kingslayer is finally on. So we'll get him into the not the party, into the game.
Kingslayer for his own part, I'm not sure if he's GM this season yet. Probably due to lack of activity, but I know he has been a GM in the past. He was a GM last season.
Yeah,
And it looks
actually,
like Kingslayer
yeah,
hasn't been playing on his, at least on his American main account
yeah,
this
but
season because he doesn't have a rank, but he is a GM level Protoss.
his other account is actually a GM, so he's currently GM just for clarification.
There you go. I'll have to get his account off you later on. Obviously, I won't ask in public because that's information Kingslayer probably wants to keep secretly.
Yeah, I think with free to play is a lot more common now to have I guess secondary accounts so you can practice in secrecy.
Yeah, I've been thinking of making one myself, just an account where I don't really care about the MMR so I can practice new things.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hurt, you know. It's like always good to have a second account. And I'm actually wondering where is Gripe here? Just like I don't see him in the chat. So
Yeah, you're right. He's not here.
all right, so let's see. Thank you all for tuning in into the Twitch into the stream. Hope all are having a great evening, or I guess morning or afternoon, wherever you are. We have viewers and players from all around the world, all regions. And if you haven't yet, feel free to follow us on our Twitch, as well as if you would like to, feel free to follow us on our YouTube, our Twitter, and Facebook account. All links are below in the bottom of the overlay. You can see right there.
Yeah, we've always got plenty of events going on between the ATL, not just the ATL. We've got friendly clan wars going on. We've got the Psyx Pro Series over on Africa. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, we've got the Psyx Pro Series tomorrow. I believe it is Psych versus Jin, a TVT best of 9, which is going to be quite good. Both of them have made the finals of our internal cups, which have some very strong players in there, like Tarchis and Jardoza. You might not have heard of Jardoza, but he actually came one game away from reaching day 2 of the NA WCS Leipzig qualifiers over Puck. He actually took a game off him.
Mm-hmm.
And Puck is really good, so
Yeah, he's really good.
there's no shame in losing to someone like Jardoza.
Uh,
Or Katachis, who won the other one. And I believe Katachis took out Jin and Jardoza took out Psych in the finals respectively. And here we go. Grip is in the game.
uh-huh. And Jedi Zella says, thanks for casting, guys. You're welcome. We love to cast, and I think
Yeah,
both...
happy to do it.
All right.
Grip is not ready, so
Oops.
who started the game? We appear to be having some technical issues. We're just gonna leave that game and make a new one.
That was my mistake. Um, he said no.
No
so-
means no, Snoopy.
Yeah, I looked at Kingslayer and he said he was ready, so I was like, okay.
Game.
Should oh, okay.
So we will hop back into this game. Grip with an unbelievable 727 APM this game. Amazing.
I wish I had that amount of APM. I'll probably
How could
be
anyone hope to stop someone who's that fast?
APM OP.
APM is everything. Everyone knows this.
All right, let's go get our guys in here, back in here.
And we shall have to wait for both players to be ready this time around.
Mm-hmm.
We may be a bit biased for Psyx, but we can't be that biased.
Yeah, I mean, we try to be as objective as possible. Although during our casting, we would usually be able to explain or introduce Psyx players more because we just know them better. But
Yeah. And let's be fair, we're also biased towards Protoss because we actually know what's going on a lot more over there.
yeah, although
So it kind of balanced out in Exiled versus Loki, I'd say.
like after that 5.5 our stream that we had the other day, where it was just all ZVZ. Like,
We
I,
pretty much got a crash course on it. Yeah, we had like
yeah.
3 games that was ZVZ. Everything else was ZVZ. We really learned a lot just from all those little subtle differences from game to game.
hmm if you guys are a little bit confused, we on I think this past Saturday, we were casting the Taco Cup qualifier number 1, and yeah, throughout the whole tournament, we were like mainly casting ZVZ. So anyhow, we are here in our game 2.
In the top left, representing Psionic Aftermath, it is the Red Protoss, it is Kingslayer. And in the bottom right, looking to put a map on the board for all in, it is the unconventional Green Zerg, it is Grip. So again, both these players, GM level players, both quite aggressive, both capable of pulling out some very strong timings. Kingslayer more of a conventional timing based guy. Grip on the other hand, again, weird player from what I've heard. I've never played against him. I am far too bad at this game to have actually faced him on the ladder. But I've heard secondhand accounts. And he's one of the weirdest GMs out there. So I look forward to seeing what he throws down. And what Kingslayer does as well. Should be a pretty explosive match, all in all.
Now about this map, Backwater. Now even though we're not playing a even though there are no Terran players in this matchup currently, if you guys haven't read the patch notes or the upcoming patch notes, the third base where the Liberators and Siege Tank can take advantage of, I think they're gonna actually nerf it so that there's more space behind the mineral lines to defend against Liberators, and you can't attack with the tank.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think they wanted to keep one of the Liberator spots so they can only hit a couple of minerals, a couple of mineral patches, but they wanted to get rid of the Siege Tank ones, basically to match the sort of risk versus reward thing. But a lot of Zergs have adapted by just taking the just not taking that as their third base and waiting until they've got 4 or 5 bases up before taking that base in ZVT. But that's not really a problem here. We are going to have to wait and see what tech Kingslayer wants to go for. We might even have to wait longer than that, considering that a Stargate is very, very standard this game. Like, almost nobody at high levels goes for anything other than a Stargate, because, again, you're so vulnerable to link floods if you do anything else. Kingslayer still has that scout at the third base, making sure it hasn't been taken. But it looks like it is going to be taken. There's more drones on the way. Group doesn't appear to be a super early attack, and we do see the Stargate.
Yep, as you were just talking about it earlier, Stargate is thrown down. Although there is no Overlord nearby the base to drop, so it looks like I don't think he's even looking to drop lings. There's no evolution chamber, so Grip is just looking to go for some speedlings and macro with that third hatch.
Yep, third hatchery does go down. First 2 lings will try and get into the base, see what they can scout. One of them will get sniped, but I think the other one is going to make it into the main, so we're just going to see what's going on, which is a very nice scout from Grip. And he will see the Stargate, and be like, oh, he doesn't see it. Really good by... no, actually, he did see it, but did he see it? Because he just saw it on the edge of his vision building. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure if he saw this Stargate, but if he doesn't know what it is, the best bet is usually to assume Stargate anyway. Although we might think that with Kingslayer pulling those probes and such to deny the scout, that maybe he's up to something else. Twilight Council is on the way quite quickly before the second 2 gates. That's a bit greedy from Kingslayer, and there is 16 lings on the way. So this might get punished, actually.
Yeah, he made
normally you do want to...
Yeah, he made an evolution chamber, so he's actually morphing in a Overlord drop. Oh, the Phoenix catches it.
Yeah, Phoenix first, and that turned out to be really good from Kingslayer, because like you said, he will catch this drop lord. It's not going to get anything done between that Phoenix and the Stalker. It's just cancelled. But there is a second one. He's going to drop into the third, past the wall. And there's almost nothing to defend it here. We've got an Adept in the wall, and we've got a Stalker. Again, this is a greedy play, because normally you want to have 2 more gates finishing right about now for exactly this situation. He's walling off with pylons. He's going to lose this first Adept. He's going to lose this Stalker as well, most likely. As the probes are pulled off the line to try and defend, there is no shield battery. This could be nasty. The Stalker is getting so low on hit points, but it is just surviving. Oh man, beautiful defense. But this Twilight Council with its charge is going to go down. The this was going to originally be some sort of charge all in, it looks like, but there's a reason I don't do it anymore. And that is this exact scenario. Kingslayer is dropping in workers so quickly. He's gonna lose his that's all he's got. He's so desperate, he's lifting up a single Zergling with a Phoenix, but that's not gonna help him very long.
Man.
He's gonna re-wall off, and he's gonna have an Oracle out in just a second, which will help him, but he's already so far behind. Look at the supply.
60 to 25. Oh man.
Even if he's holding this, yes, but I don't see any way he can come back into this game now.
Oh, one more Zergling in the base. Gets another probe.
Oh man, the only thing he had was that charge. And that even got denied, so he can't even go for that all-in that he originally wanted.
Oh man.
He's making a Warp Prism, but he's got nothing to build with it.
I mean, as a Protoss player, when this happens to you, I mean, what do you even do? How do you get back into the game?
You have to have those faster second and third gates. We have to scout fast enough to throw them down, because otherwise you just won't have enough units to defend. The Phoenix first is also a bit of a risk as well. It denies scouting, but it is vulnerable to those Ling Floods. There are, especially, oh man, there's no, I don't think that's a tight wall off, is it? Apparently it is.
It is, yep.
But the Oracle's out of energy, and that Cybercore's about to go down.
Oh man.
Gateway comes down to try and defend. But all of these gateways are going to go down, and no, he realized it's not a tight wall off. Greps realized it. The sentry will go down, and this is going to be the game. There's just no way that you can stop all of these Lings, especially when these pylons go down. There is just not enough. There's 6 gateways on the way, but they're not going to be done in time. Warp Prism desperately trying to defend, but even this Zealot will get destroyed. This entire front is going to be ripped apart. It is 24 workers to 58. Baneling Nest on the way. Grip is ahead. If you've got twice as many workers as your opponent and more army than them, that's when you know you're ahead. That's when you know you're winning this game. Hydralisk then on the way, not that Grip will even need this. Oracle will start sniping away at these Lings. We'll get a lot of them, but even if every single Ling were to suddenly explode, it would not be enough. Zealots get made, but they don't even have charge. They will clean this up. But again, Grip is just massively ahead at this point. Look at the workers. Actually, Grip may have over-droned, but if Kingslayer had charge, I'd say he might be in with a shot, but I don't think he does. Which means that, like, slow Zealots, what are they going to do? Slow Zealots are terrible in PvZ.
Yeah, they definitely are.
He is warping them in, though. He has to try something. Yeah, he's not going to give up.
This is basically his last stand, his last attack here. Because right now, Kingslayer is down to 65 to 22 workers here. Down by a lot of supply, but trying to pull off a miracle here, but I don't see this working at all.
No, normally when you're behind this much in workers, you are ahead in army supply, but Kingslayer's not ahead of that. He's behind heavily in technology, army, and economy. There is just nothing Kingslayer has. These slow Zealots are just going to get ripped apart by these Hydralisks and Queens.
And Kingslayer is yelling, "This is for Sparta!" But, yeah. Sparta, as you know, those 300 men did fall, and
spoilers, man. It was only like what, 2,500 years ago?
Yep, 25 something. I don't know. I don't remember the date, but yeah. Anyhow, looks like a gripe and all inspiration does tie up 1-1 currently, and we are headed to our next match, which is going to be on
Kingslayer.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Kingslayer took a couple of small risks, but they didn't pan out. Grip went for the exact type of build that Kingslayer did not want to face, and in the end, Kingslayer paid the price. Sometimes you just got to take a chance in StarCraft, and it didn't work out for Kingslayer this time around.
Yeah.
So we are going to have, hopefully, the most mind-gamey match for today. Psych versus Manipulation. If both these guys live up to their names, we're going to see some weird stuff.
Alright, are you in the, Oh, wait. Are you guys in the lobby?
I am.
Okay, I need to get into the lobby here, so... Okay, it looks like they made the lobby, I thought I was going to make it, so that's why there was a little bit confusion, but here we go, finally.
So it will be a TVZ, Manipulation being a Zerg player. 5400 MMR, so a pretty good match for Psych all in all.
Alright, All right, so we should have these games. I mean, this game started soon. Both players are confirmed to be ready. I think. Psych at least.
No. Manipulation hasn't confirmed that yet. Rise is coming in.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's been removed suddenly, but looks like we're gonna go ahead and start the game. Anyhow, here we go. Game 3 on a Biogenesis, and we actually had some debate on how to pronounce this map here. I think.
Yep, I believe it. Didn't it turn out to be Abiogenesis?
I thought it was a Biogenesis. You thought it was Abiogenesis, and then I heard Rotterdam in the recent IEM actually says a Biogenesis. So I'm confused. I guess it's like different ways.
The scientific term is abiogenesis, but we don't know if this is the scientific term at all. In the top left, representing PsyX, looking to bring this series to the match point. It is the Purple Terran. It is Psych. And in the bottom right, representing All In, again, also looking to bring this up to match point. It is the Red Zerg. It is Manipulation. And it looks like we're going to see some very fast aggression out of Manipulation.
Yep, living up to his clan name, All In. This actually might be a... If this 2 gases finish, which it looks like a Roach Rush, Ravager Rush at least.
Yep, this is a 1-base Ravager Rush. This build is really strong. It is so hard to stop. And the best counter to it is to do an SCV scout, but that's fallen out of fashion as the 1-base Ravager build has.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago, on the Neo-Violet Square map, Kumanotada, our very own PsyX member, actually faced against the same build where there was his opponent went for a Ravager Rush, and he actually ended up holding it. So let's see if Psych can actually hold this.
It's going to be really difficult if he's only sending out that Reaper Scout, but it looks like he's sending out an SCV Scout. It's kind of late, but it will scout what this is.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is actually a really smart move by Manipulation, because a Biogenesis, this map is so small. Like, you can reach your opponent's base in like a heartbeat.
Oh, you are absolutely right. These Zerglings realize they're not going to deny the SCV. They just keep on going, but already Psych's alarm bells are going to be ringing just a little bit. This is a lot of Lings early on, and then he sees no natural, and it's like, oh no, what are you doing? And he will see the so much gas being mined. He will see the Roach Boar, and he will know exactly what this is. And the Reaper gets out just in time to deny these 4 Lings. He cancels his natural. He knows he's not going to hold that. Builds a factory, builds a bunker. We'll have to see what he wants to defend with. Whether he wants to try and defend with factory units or starport units. And he's even building an engineering bay to be like, all right, I'm going to make sure that I know at all times whether you're transitioning or not, but that's actually not going to work too well against 3 Ravagers. But even if they stop for just a few seconds to deny this block, that would help him out, but he doesn't. Manipulation does not plan to expand. He does not care. He's just going to go for this. He's on 13 workers. This is basically as all in as you can get. There is no way there's going to be a transition unless Psych loses half of his workers. Here come the Ravagers. And I think they're going to get this Reaper. No, good reaction time by Psych. But he's going to have his Reaper cut off from the rest of his forces. Corrosive Bars begin to rain down. Repairs are going to need to be made. Once you get to about 6 Ravagers, then you can one-shot a supply depot or bunker once you add a volley. But it looks like the supply depot already going to go down. 4 SCVs are already going down. This is a great start for Manipulation with this build. He's going to hit the barracks and the supply depot at the same time, just taking out these supply depots. Not going to try and move up just yet. Cyclone is here to defend, but I don't know if that's a great idea. It will take out the first Roach, but they do a lot of damage to armored units, but Ravagers are the threat here, not Roaches. First Ravager getting pretty low. Oh, he needs to get rid of... Oh, he takes a corrosive bar, but he does snipe a Ravager. That's so important. You need to keep these Ravagers alive, because again, 6 or 7 is the sweet spot when you can break down these bunkers, and this bunker is so far relatively untouched. There are only 16 workers for Psych, though. Backs away with this Cyclone. He's getting a second one. So far, a pretty good hold. And this Overlord is actually much more important than it looks, because that gives you high ground vision, which is so crucial. This barracks is so low, though.
It would really help if you get that second Cyclone out. It looks like it's about to be about to pop out. So if he can hold on to the second Cyclone, it will, I think, will really help.
And importantly, this bunker is still alive. So scratch that. But 2 Ravagers go down. Manipulation not bringing them back enough, and I think Psyche is going to hold this. You need to keep those Ravagers alive. You need to pull the weakened ones back. All of the Ravagers are going down. Psyche holds.
Oh yeah.
And he has a massive advantage in this game.
Even planting down a engineering bay at the Zerg's natural to delay that natural going down.
Yep, looks like Manipulation wants to transition, but Psyche has more workers. He's gonna take this. He's probably gonna take his command center. Oh nope, it looks like Manipulation is tricking Psyche. He wants to think, all right, I'm going for an expansion. You should totally expand yourself. But he's actually sending more Ravagers across the map to go for a secondary attack. But I don't think this is gonna work unless Psyche is totally caught with his pants down, because Psyche has 3 Cyclones now. He doesn't have a bunker, but yeah, 3 Cyclones is just so good against this army. They're just going to take out these Ravagers one by one, and they're tanky enough to take a corrosive bile or a few Ravager shots.
Yeah,
and Psyche is pulling his stuff back. And if this Overlord goes down, that will lose his high ground vision, but it doesn't matter because Manipulation is pushing onto the high ground. A tank coming out from Psyche, but that's the only tank he's going to get for a while because this tech lab is so low. But Psyche, make no mistake, he has a huge advantage in this game.
Yep, all he needs to do is hold this attack, and I think he should be good. But damn, there's a lot of Roaches and Ravagers. Oh, he might
Roaches
actually get...
tanking for the front, but they go down so fast. First Cyclone goes down. Ravagers, they're being pulled back now. Manipulation is... Macro is improving. SCV is being pulled off the line. To defend, this could be it, one way or the other. 2 Ravagers are so low, but they're not down yet. The tank is defending. And it is going to dodge the corrosive bile. All but one of the Ravagers are now dead. Psyche is so low on workers, though. He's now at the 10 workers. Remember when I said there'd be no transition unless Psyche lost half his workers? Well, he just did. But Psyche could take this opportunity to now repair his stuff and push across the map in retaliation.
Yeah, I mean...
As Manipulation will try and take his base at 6 minutes 20 into this game.
Yeah, Psyche lost a lot of SCVs, but I think it's still good for him because Manipulation hasn't got his second hatchery yet, and there's always the mules, so he can definitely still mine minerals from those mules.
Exactly. Psyche is still economically ahead, and I think once he gets his second tank, he's probably just going to push across the map, and there won't be really anything Manipulation can do about it.
Yeah.
Psyche's army is so powerful. And here he goes. I would like to see a few SCVs actually be brought along with this.
Yeah, that might actually not be a bad idea, but I think Psyche army itself is still good enough without the SCV. It's currently 22 to 13 army supply, and Manipulation does see the move out with the Overlord. Oh, actually,
as you say, 3 SCVs.
Yeah, 3 SCVs. So nice. He's gonna go ahead and try to finish this off.
This is a good position for Manipulation, but Psyche knows this. He's not going to go up that ramp without having all of his army there. First Cyclone will go down really fast. Pushing up this ramp is so difficult, but Psyche manages it anyway with the aid of his siege tank. He's going to siege that second tank, leapfrog them forward. Manipulation has to hold here, but this is going to be really difficult with just a few Roaches and Ravagers. Psyche is splitting up his tanks so that one corrosive bile cannot hit both of them. Will take some damage, but those SCVs are coming forward. I'd like to see those SCVs stay back for repairs, because those corrosive biles are going to start to eat at these tanks. Ooh, eats a tank shot, does Manipulation. One Ravager is... No, it survives with 2 hit points left. So close, this fight. But the siege tanks are moving forward. They get into a good position. That Roach and Ravager pops like a balloon. And the siege tanks are still alive. Drones being pulled off the line, but there is so few drones to spare. All of the drones will get taken down. This first tank will go down, but GG, says Manipulation. Psyche holds and wins.
Wow, nice hold by Psyche there, because again, that map is so small. Like that Ravager rush is really strong on that map. Out of all the ladder maps, I think
it was beautifully done. Manipulation made a couple of micro mistakes, and Psyche capitalized on that. As Psyche said, tough map to hold that on.
Yeah, so
it is, but he did it.
Yeah, he managed to pull it out, and looks like we're gonna go ahead and am I creating the next map, or?
I'm not sure, but we will be going to match point. It will be Kuna Matata versus Riser, a TVP. And having seen Kuna Matata's Ghost Hellion play, I can't wait to see what he does in TVP.
Oh yeah. We saw Kuna Matata pull out the Hellion Ghost build last ATL in the last week's ATL, and that was pretty sick there. So, but again, Riser is not a Zerg player, so we won't be seeing that Although I don't know, maybe he pulls it out and surprises his opponent, but that's not pretty much in the metagame in the PvT. So let's go ahead and invite you to game. And
Sounds good. Map will be Acid Plant. I find this map quite difficult to play on. It's very difficult to take and keep a third and a fourth. And it's also just really dingy. Like, I know it's a plant where acid is made. I know it's not like a dream factory, but just so depressing.
Well, I like this map only because I think it's a lot like lighter in terms of the color, the brightness. So like I can see things better, and compared to like maybe backwater where it's like so muddy and so dark, you know.
Fair enough.
Oh, looks like Riser is.
A little bit of a problem with Riser joining the lobby. We'll get him in. So we'll have to see what Riser wants to pull out. Again, all inspiration. Very aggressive team, as we well know. But it can work for them, quite clearly. One would hope that our team has been brushing up on their cheese defense in preparation for facing them.
Alright, so again, this is game 4. Currently, Psionic is up 2-1, so they are in match point. And this actually has a lot of implications because currently All In is on 3rd place in the ATL standing in our group, and we are currently 2nd place. So this can actually determine who goes into the playoffs or not.
Well, we'll have to see. Will Psionic close the series out, or will Riser bring it to an ace match? We're going to find out right now on Acid Plant in the top left, representing All In, looking to keep their hopes alive. It is the purple Protoss. It is Riser. And in the bottom right, looking to secure this victory. Having gotten a great pair of victories in the last ATL match, including the ace match, it is the Red Terran. It is Tuna Matata. So what do you think we're going to see this game?
Well, this is a pretty big map, so I'm guessing it might go into the at least mid game at the very least, and possibly to the late game. I don't see any one of these guys cheesing too much, especially Kunamatata. I mean, he's like his team is in match point, so why risk it? Actually, as we see that Riser is sending out his probe, I think he's just going out to scout, or maybe he's planning to do a proxy. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. We'll have to find out.
Okay, looks
Kid
like
Matata seemed to think that Riser was going to do a Void Ray all-in against him, and that actually looks like that might be the possibility of Void Ray all-in at the 3rd base. He was actually very certain about what this was, so we'll see if Kuna Matata sends out an immediate scout to that area, but actually it looks like Riser is not going to be doing that after all. He's just going to send that probe to the base, and you see how kind of windy this path is through the map for the probe to get here before those rocks are knocked down. It is not even a big map, but it is a long map in terms of ground-to-ground distance. And we do have a Reaper on the way for Kinamatata, while an expansion is taken for Riser, so pretty standard so far. Looks like we are at least going to get into the 2-base stage of the game.
Alright, looks like that probe and SCV was just slapping each other a little bit. But shouldn't result in any all-out fight. Reaper is about to... Yep. Oh, he's actually going to sacrifice his probe, I think. Reaper's about to pop out. Oh.
No, he's backing away now.
Okay, there we go.
He's going to try and send that probe to a location where the Reaper might not find it. He's sending it over there.
My kind of timing is around 150 to retreat the probe, so that the Reaper doesn't actually kill the probe. It could reach back at home in time before the Reaper kills it.
Well, that's why they're the GMs and we're not. They know these timings exactly. Probe gets sent in for the follow-up scout, seeing if there's any sort of attack like quick Marauders or quick Cyclones. Tries to get a little more damage on that SCV. It will not succeed, and this time the probe will be forfeit. Doesn't get any real scouting information either. Yeah. So that's good for Kuna.
We'll not see this Hellion opening as well, and this Hellion opening is actually the new meta, I think, in TVP, because it's been actually having some great success for Terran players. They just go in with either a Hellion drop or try to distract the Protoss with the Reaper going to the main, and then all the army goes into the main, and then the Hellions go into the natural to kill all the probes.
That build is so nasty. As a Protoss player, I have lost so many probes to that build. Oh man, you really
Yeah.
got to you really got to have your SimCity on point. It doesn't look like Ryza does. He's not building a pylon at that front to wall off his natural, so this could be quite nasty.
Oh.
Especially, oh, that Adept barely survives.
Yeah.
But especially given Kunamatata's Hellion control. We've seen it in TVZ, it is really, really good. But he's only making one Hellion and he's making Widowmine, so I think this is going to be a Widowmine drop.
Oh.
Well, in the meantime, a Dark Shrine coming out of Ryza.
Shrine. It looks like Ryza shared some builds with his Exile or something, because they're just pulling out the same build. Except that's not, the first game was PVZ. So.
Oh, and the Adept dies to the Widowmine.
Ah, sorry, missed that.
So it will not see what's going on. But Ryza's the one who's trying to be tricky here. A couple of gateways go up before Ryza, but they are quite late. If Kuna scouts the front, he'll be like, wait a minute, why do you not have these gateways faster? What's going on here? He will know that it is fast tech, even if he doesn't know precisely what it is, because normally you want those gateways up a lot faster in PvT. But Kunamatata's not going for an early attack to punish this, though he is building a siege tank now. So he might be going for a 2-base push.
Yeah, do we actually see some... Okay, evolution engineering they just finished, so it would be nice if he actually threw down some turrets, and that will actually definitely help against the DT. He does have a Widowmine at the main already, so if he throws down a turret, then at least he can take out one of the DTs with that Widowmine.
Yeah, Kuna has no idea about these Dark Templar. He's completely in the dark. He basically hasn't even scouted his opponent, actually. Playing against all in, that is balls of steel, or perhaps just being foolhardy. But a very fast third base. Well, not actually that fast in PvT, but it is pretty fast for Acid Plant, heading up at the forward area for Ryza. So it looks like Ryza is going to want to continue to be aggressive throughout this game as First Forge comes up. And we are seeing the DTs beginning to come in. They are attacking from two locations at once. Turret is going down, but it is not yet done. First DT goes down, but the second one is actually going to escape. Oh, this is very good for Ryza support. 9 SCVs have already gone down, and Stim might get sniped. If that happens, that would be a massive lead for Ryza already, but it survives.
Oh, but that tank. Oh!
The turret finishes just in time, but Kunamatata is now heavily economically behind. The third base is almost done for Ryza. He's up 20 workers. This build has done everything it could hope to and more. Warp Prism forced to recall out to avoid the Viking. So there will be no further attacks for now. But Kunamatata is still very low economically. We'll have to see what he wants to do. He's getting combat shields. He might want to actually make a push. That seems like his best bet at this point, because he is very behind.
Yeah, I mean, he, again, this Ryza opened up with DT, so you're not going to have a lot of army in the beginning stages. Right now, currently, Ryza only has like 3 sentries, 3 stalkers, but that Immortal actually would probably come in pretty handy against the defense. I mean, with the defense. So
that's true, but a bunch of Stim Bio would probably just melt all over this. I would like to see Kunamatata attack, but I think he's going to wait for Stim and combat shields before he does that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the smart move, I think. And also, he might actually wait for 2 medevacs. Starport is about to finish, and he starts 1 medevac, as another one. So we might actually see an attack as soon as these 2 medevacs pop out.
That seems very likely. He's not taking his 4th gas, and he does almost have the gases and minerals he has taken saturated. So this is the perfect time to go out. But Ryza will see this moving out. He will know what this is. He does not know about the lack of a 3rd command center. But, that Warp Prism is ready to backstab, actually. That's really good from Ryza. And there's nothing left at home to defend.
Oh, yeah.
Even these units from Kunamatata are being rallied across the map. And there isn't even a turret in the main base. And he doesn't have any scans right now. But Ryza is not yet dropping them. Kunamatata's heading straight for the natural, rather than the 3rd base. But Ryza's got quite the army built up. It will come down to a lot to positioning, to engagements, how well these Widow Mines get their connects, how well this siege tank does.
Alright,
as he sieges up, good force fields from Ryza. Excellent start already. But Kunamatata still has the army supply lead. First Colossus is about to pop for Ryza.
Yeah, remember Kunamatata does not have a 3rd base, so this is a kind of pretty
This is pretty much it. But this Stim Bio is so strong before Charge and Blink are done. Charge is only just now starting, but this first Colossus will fend this, but when they fend this off at least for a while. And Ryza has this Warp Prism. It is ready to warp in at any time, so we got to keep an eye on that. Ryza is still up 20 supply, most of it in workers, but he has equalized the army supply. And it looks like he wants to fight. Flanking from two different sides, blinking in. Oh man, GG for Kuna Matata. Ryza just has too much stuff. Kuna Matata took so much damage from those DTs, and we will be going to the ace match.
Alright, so we'll see who each team picks as their ace match, or ace player rather, to win out the series.
Who do you think we're going to see as the ace match from both sides?
I think it's going to be Loki versus maybe Ryzer.
I'm going to say Loki versus Grip. That's my bet.
Nice choice. We'll see in just a second as each team chooses their ace player. And it is going to be on Neon Violet Square. So our ace player will be on Neon Violet Square. And it looks like we have Psyx chosen our ace player. So let's go ahead and create the game and get all players involved into the lobby.
Grip was, I believe, about 5.7k before, so I think he does have the advantage over Ryza there, but we will see if they might want to send in Ryza as the sniper instead. And both Ryza and Grip did win their matches, so they are the most likely candidates.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
invite Loki, please, says Psych. And it looks like Ryza will, after all, be their ace player.
Yeah. I mean, Ryza is a pretty good player. I've seen him in a bunch of tournaments, so no surprise there. I feel like he might be one of their top players, all Inspiration's top player. So we should see a good match about to happen here. It is going to be a PVZ.
A PVZ on Neon Violet Square. This could be interesting. It didn't work out so well for Exiled. Although he did seem to be fighting toe-to-toe with Loki right up until that tragic mistake. We'll have to see if Ryza can avoid the mistakes of his predecessor as we go into our 5th and final game to determine the winner of this ATL match.
Yep. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We're about to see the conclusion of this ATL match, ATL series.
And it's going to be pretty good. Both teams sending out their best player, the player they believe will pull out victory when all seems lost. In the top left, representing All In as their ace, it is the purple Protoss coming off a victory over Kuna Matata. It is Ryza. And in the bottom right, with a pretty convincing victory over Exiled. Can he do it again? Can he win another ZVP? It is Loki. So, Neon Violet Square. Very large map. Very difficult for that aggressive style that All In seems to love to really come to the fore. What do you think Ryza is going to do?
Well, we've seen a couple of times that the Protoss player of All Inspiration has gone for that DT build. So we might actually see a DT build on this game, but Loki, I think if he has been watching the previous games, should be aware. But again, Loki himself actually played against DT build in the first game, so he should be well aware of that. That is a possibility.
Although the DTs actually did quite well.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
It was the botched engagement in the middle of the map that stopped Exiled. Exiled, not even a Grand Master before, unlike Ryza. Ryza was probably a lot better than Exiled. Exiled was taking on Loki and doing alright before that engagement happened.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with his build order, so this DT build could absolutely work a second time, especially if Ryza can just play it a little bit better. Tossing down a GLHF Colossus laser spray. Oh, that's really cool. Look at that.
Nice.
Such a well-mannered Colossus. Being a little bit cheeky, Ryza seems confident. Especially in such a strong player. That's quite the feat.
Mm-hmm. And both players looking to be playing a normal standard game, as this is the ace match. They don't want to take any too big of a risk. They're gonna go ahead and believe in their own skills throughout the mid to late game. And it looks like Loki is actually going to go ahead and take the third, which is scouted by Riser.
That's right. Pretty like you said, pretty standard openings from now on. I would be very surprised if we didn't see a Stargate come up pretty much immediately from Riser.
Mm-hmm.
If any clan is going to be the ones to eschew the Stargate, it would be all in. But nope, Twilight Council. So it looks like we are going to see the Dark Templar again. That's the only reason to make such a fast Twilight Council so far away from any potential scouts. I think it could be Blink or something else, but I think it's going to be Dark Templar. That's where I'd be betting my money if I were a betting man.
Yep, it's been quite the build throughout this whole series. So definitely expecting that DT, and it looks like Adept for Riser is making his way across the map, trying to get some damage. I think Loki should be okay. He's making 8 lings, so he should be able to defend it without any massive losses.
Oh yeah, he will totally fine, but this will see the third base that hasn't been cancelled. It will see the drone count on the natural. It will see that Loki is not going all in, and that's what matters. But will he see the evolution chamber? Why did I say evolution? It's evolution. And he does see the building being made, and I think he did. I don't think he didn't see what building it was, but he certainly sees it now. Sitting in that, actually lets that finish. Interesting. I did not expect him to do that. Probably going to go after a drone or two. Will snipe one. And will he get the second one? Oh yeah, he gets the shot off just in time. 2 drones for an Adept. Very nice, especially because he sees what's going on. And actually, Loki's only on 22 workers. He's sending lings across the map. He's going for a ling flood.
Oh boy.
Loki has decided to all in. And Riser is not prepared. Well, he knows what's coming, but he has built a Robo and a Twilight. Remember, the biggest thing about a Stargate is that it defends against these Ling Floods. The biggest issue with this Dark Templar build is how greedy it is. This could be really, really nasty for Riser. He only has one gateway. He's building Immortals against Speedlings, because that's all he can do. The Speedling's getting some damage done. And in the meantime, Loki is just droning up, but good Adept control, good probe control. Only 3 probes actually go down. We're going to need to see more damage from that, but I don't think that's going to get anything done, because Riser has 2 Adepts here. And he's got an Immortal and a Stalker at the front. So, great hold overall from Riser.
So
I didn't expect him to hold that
Yeah,
against a player of Loki's caliber, which Billy did. And he's going for charge, is Riser, so it looks like he's going to go for an all-in himself. Charge and Dark Templar. Interesting.
Wild Drum for Food 27 in the chat says, "We know other builds, I promise." So,
are you sure about that, Drumhead? Are you sure? I see no evidence to support that conclusion. Hey, why change what's working, right? It was working for Exiled right up until that engagement. It worked for Riser already once before, and it looks like it might work again. Drops being done, the Adepts are out of position. The Zerglings are trying to get some damage down. They will snipe a probe or two, not going to get crippling damage done. They will scout for this third base, and they won't see it. So all of a sudden, Riser's going to be like, Loki's going to be like, okay, something's going on here. We don't see more gateways being made, so I'm not sure what this is. He's not taking a third base, he's not making more gates, and he really needs to do one of those things very fast, does Riser. He actually gets these out, and will save all but 3 of those lings. We do have Dark Templar being created. We do have Charge nearly finishing, and we do have more gates, so an all-in is the choice of Riser. What a surprise.
Oh, and in the meantime, there's a DT drop, but it looks like Loki was well aware of it, so holds pretty well without any losses.
Yep, he's got a Spore Crawler, he's got his lair, it's only 1 DT. It's not going to get any real damage done, but what's going to really be a big thing is look at all those gates. Look at the Charge Lot follow-up. That is going to be what's dangerous. Charge Lot Archon.
7 gates.
He's going up to 9, no, just 8. He only had 1 gate before. He's going up to 8 gates, but that is definitely an all-in amount of gates. But this is going to be a very late attack. These Immortals are still on the wrong side of the map, and it's going to take them a long time to get across there. So by the time it's there, Loki should have all the defenses he needs with his roaches and lings.
Yeah, he's not even...
If he even wanted to take the Hydra, he could have done so, but he didn't know how late this thing would hit.
Yeah, I mean, Riser's not even making a warp oh, actually he has a warp prism across the map, so he is warping in DTs, morphing into Archon, so he is definitely going for this big timing push, and the Ling does scout it, so he should have his spidey senses tingling that attack is underway.
Yep, he's building Ravages, he's building Spines. Those are the exact things he needs, I'd say, against this kind of attack. Ravages are so good against a late 2-base attack, and look at the supply. He's already most of that's in roaches, but still, that is so much supply. Loki's building so many units. He's ready for this. That is so many Dark Temple armor. He's gonna have
Oh
so
my
many
gosh,
Archons
so
for
many
this attack.
Archons. I mean, this is
5
it.
Archons, 2 Immortals. This is actually gonna be a really strong build.
Yeah, this is possibly the game-ending attack, and here we go. Ryza going in
It
with
is.
the Archons.
It is the game-ending attack. One way or another. One way or another. This fight could end here. Surround coming up from the Lings. Oh man, there's Ravagers. The Ravager Ling composition doing so well. Oh man, the Archons are just completely dropping. Another Archon
Concave.
goes down. There's only 2 of them left. All of these Archons are starting to drop. The Well Prism trying to protect the Immortals, but without anything else, it's just not going to be enough. Loki gets a massive lead in supply. So many of these Rotas and Ravagers are so low, but it doesn't matter. The charge lots are streaming in. So he has to retreat to his spines, but Loki holds really well with his first thing. This Immortal so low, it has 1 hit point remaining.
Oh my god, the corrosive
And
bile is on the
Loki-
War Prism.
Loki's charging in, like you said, the corrosive bile. He's dodging. Oh man,
Oh.
it's dead. The War Prism is dead, and GG. Loki will take the series for Psionic Aftermath, getting a 2-0 in this ATL. Beautiful hold from Loki.
Beautiful hold.
Ryza tried very hard, held the initial Lings really well, but in the end it just was not enough. It delayed his follow-up push, and Loki took full advantage of that delay.
Yep, so well done, Loki, pulling Psionic Aftermath into a win. 3-2 is your final score.
And I believe that makes the score, isn't that 4-0 for Psionic Aftermath now?
Yep, that's correct. There's that puts Psionic Aftermath, I think, either first or second place, depending on Ryzen's results. So either way, positioning ourselves in I think we should be in good position to reach the playoffs at least.
Oh yeah, definitely. But a fantastic play from All In. Saying 4-0 does not really indicate how close these matches were. Our last 2 matches have gone both to the ace match.
Yeah, for sure.
Ryza and All In did really well, played very hard, and it was great to cast them.
Yep, All In giving some great showings here tonight. So just a reminder, everybody, if you like our games or our cast, tomorrow is the Psy-X Pro Series. It is going to be Psych, who just played earlier tonight, versus Jin in a best of 9 show match with a $50 prize pool, total prize pool. So TVT is going to be on tomorrow at Friday the 9th at 6 p.m. PT, which is 7 p.m. I mean, not 7, which is 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, and that's going to be really good. I'll definitely have to try and I would have actually been casting this, but I have to attend a birthday party. Believe me, I would much rather be watching Psych and Jin duke it out. But real life does occasionally call. I will try and catch the end of it when I get back.
Yep, and that will be on our Freaka channel, so go ahead and follow us there. And that concludes our cast tonight. You have any last words for our viewers?
Thank you everyone who showed up from both teams. Thank you to the viewers for watching this, and to echo what Snoopy said, we've got some great events going. We've got not just 1, but 2 Pro Series, actually. We've got a second one on the 10th, which between Hyohu, a Japanese Zerg player, and Flume, a Grandmaster's Terran player, Protoss player. So that will be a ZVP. So if you're not as much of a fan of Terran, check that out. It is 2 of Psy-X's rising stars.
Yep. All right. So hope everybody have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.